Magnus. Empower duration rescaled to just a flat 40. Okay, that's a nerf. It's not that big of a deal. Level 15 talent changed from plus 140 shockwave damage to minus 5 seconds skill cooldown. Okay, he is less viable there as carry, but the cooldown is pretty good. So more of a utility focus. Level 25 talent reduced, so less cleave, and the other talent increased from 0.8 to additional 1 second of stun. Very utility focused now, instead of just being like carry, Echo Saber, Mask of Madness sort of build. Set to rework, releases 3 shockwaves going outwards. Okay. 30 degrees. After reaching the end, the shockwave comes back to the origin and deals 75% and pull towards a class 1 second time. Yep, so that's exactly what one of the Aghanim shards in Aghanim's Labyrinth did. Horn Toss. Shard ability grants Horn Toss. Toss enemies in front of you, launching them behind you. Enemies spin 0.6 seconds in the air and take 150 damage on landing and are stunned. Okay, so this will just be a chain stun with the reverse polarity. Not sure how to feel about this. It's alright. It's 150 damage. The stun is like nothing though. In 0.6 seconds in the air. Okay. Magnus better as an initiator now. Mars got a big mana cost increase. That's fine. Mars was a bit too strong. I didn't play Mars offlane, but I know that Mars was pretty popular in the previous patch. Arena of Blood, mana cost reduced. So Arena of Blood got buffed. Mars wasn't even really that good for Arena of Blood. Against certain heroes, yes, but not the main focus. Arena of Blood damage reduced. Set to rework creates invulnerable soldiers in front of you. Soldiers alongside you and deal full damage with a bonus 75 damage. Enemies can only be attacked by one soldier at a time. Soldiers apply 20% slow for 1 second on their attacks. That's the same as the Monkey King then, but you have to have Bulwark on. Not bad. If someone's attacking you from the front, you can attack them back with your invulnerable soldiers that also deal bonus damage. Level 10 talent change from minus 3 second spear cooldown to plus 15 movement speed. The movement speed is nice. Yeah, that's really nice. I don't think that you need to have such a low cooldown on spear anyway. It's a skill shot. If you hit it, you hit it. If you miss it, then it's not going to make a huge difference. Level 15 talent change from plus 20% plus 20 movement speed to minus 4 second God's Rebuke cooldown. God's Rebuke is really strong, so that's good. You can take the cooldown reduction. Level 25 change from 80. Oh, it's buffed. Plus 120%, 120 regen for allies within Arena of Blood. That's quite strong. Spirit of Mars upgraded with the shard. Impales up 2 units and leaves a fire trail behind it, which lasts for 10 seconds, deals 35 DPS and slows by 20%. Movement speed is really important. It's not great. It's very specific. No one's going to stand in that. They can easily get out of it. It's a weird one. Medusa. Okay, not many changes there. Plus 75 int instead of plus. Wait, what? Plus 75 int instead of plus 800 mana. I'm going to say that is too strong. Let's have a look. Intelligence. Oh, okay. So it increases the maximum mana by 12. Why did I think it was 20? It increases it by 12. Is that the same as 800 mana? But now it increases mana regen as well. 75 int is a lot. That's a lot of mana. Mm, 75 times 12 equals 900. So you actually get more. You get more mana and you get mana regen. Shard ability, Cold-Blooded, grants a passive when you're targeted with the spell a single towards the enemy. Wow. This shard is really strong. What are you thinking, Ice Frog? Some of these shards just only cost 1,400 and gives you so much. Makes your hero so much stronger for some of these. Okay, Meepo, turn rate improved. That's a good change. Meepo's turn rate's been an issue for a while. Level 15 talent increase from plus 30 to plus 35 poof damage. So with 4 or 5 Meepos, adding it all up, an extra 25 damage on top of that. Level 20 talent change from plus 8% lifesteal to plus 8 ransack health steal. So the way ransacked worked, it just healed a flat amount of damage. Flat amount. Okay. So yeah, plus, I mean, everybody would have loved that plus 8% lifesteal. Talent change from -4. No one really goes for right click build though on Meepo, so it's okay. It's not a significant change, I guess. It just made it a lot easier for people to keep their Meepos alive and not get punished as hard. Level 25 talent change from -4 second poof cooldown to +1 clone. Okay. Yep. So I think that's a buff to Meepo overall. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay. Scepter grants dig. Channels for 0.75. It's like Nyx. It's like Nyx's Burrow. And digs into the ground for 3.5 seconds, dispelling you and causing you to become invulnerable and untargetable. Restores a total of 25% of your max health over that duration. Can't be cast while rooted. It becomes invulnerable and untargetable. Okay, but not invisible. Ransack. Ransack now has a 30% to deal chance on hit to apply Geostrike. Yep. That's fine. Instances from different Meepo stack. This is quite nice. Okay, so Meepo overall, it's a net buff, but I think, yeah, it's pretty significant. Mirana. Plus, what's this, level 10. Talent increase from plus 20 to 12 damage to 15, straight up buff. Sacred Arrow with a Scepter. Release a Starfall on hit enemies within 500 AoE along the travel path. Only active on the primary arrow. Okay, drops a second Starfall that deals 50% on the impacted unit. Enemies. Oh, okay, this is interesting. It's kind of a gimmick, feels like. Aghanim Shard ability grants +1 leap charge. Attacks during the leap buff have a 1.5 crit. Wow. So you get bonus attack speed and you get crit. Okay, Mirana is more viable now. You wasn't really able to play Mirana as a 2 or a 1, but carry potential has gone up. Monkey King. Base armor increased by 1. Mischief cooldown reduced. Good change. Think it's needed. Now there's more opportunities for clutch plays and dodging spells and right clicks. Level 20 talent increased. Damage 320 to 350. Yep, all good. 30, it's not much. Adjusted from plus 100 Wukong's commander to plus 200. Oh, Monkey King has now a good early game and a better late game. Tree Dance upgrade. Lowers Tree Dance cooldown from 1 to 0.3 and cast point from 0.1 to 0.3 to 0.1? Wow. You can just jump everywhere. Immediately. Holy. This is so good for 1.3k, or 1.4k. Morphling. Level 25 talent change from plus 3 multi-shot adaptive strike to plus 30 strength. Nobody asked for this. That's a nerf. That is actually a nerf. I mean, if it goes to base, that's fine. Then you can play around with it. But the adaptive strike is your damage. If you're in the late game, then you're not so worried about. If you're a decent morph, then you're not so concerned about surviving with the extra strength or turning that into 30 agi. I guess it gives you attack speed and damage, so you're more of a right clicker, but adaptive strike is just where it's at with your shotgun build. That's how you burst people. So that way you don't have to worry about surviving. But okay. Adaptive strike, agility, upgrade. Oh, okay, causes adaptive strike to have +1 multi-shot, so instead of... Wait, +3, so you had 4 before? Now you only have 2. And it removes the 3-second shed cooldown between the 2 different abilities. Prioritizes enemy heroes. Okay. That's handy. Wait, +3 multi-shot. Oh, I'm thinking of the waveform charges, so this is actually just giving you 2 targets. Before it would have given you 4 targets and removes the 3-second shed cooldown. I like this change. This is a nice change. Okay, I haven't played Morphling in a while, so I didn't know that that's how it worked. Naga Siren. Naga's been in a funny spot, kind of weak as a carry. Let's see what's been changed. Mirror image cooldown reduced. So illusions are buffed here. Ensnare cast point reduced as well. Okay. Plus level 20 talent change from minus 9-second ensnare cooldown to minus 30-second Song of the Siren cooldown. Wow. Okay. Minus 30-second Song of the cooldown. That's strong. Roots have always been strong. I don't know what the root is now. If you was it like a 13-second cooldown on ensnare? Yeah, it's okay. It's 14-second cooldown. I think 14-second cooldown is plenty. You don't really need 5-second cooldown, but having your Song of the Siren on at max level a 50-second cooldown is handy, regardless of if you're a carry or a support. Except the rework allows ensnare to target spell immune or sleeping units. Wow. Reduces the ensnare cooldown by 5 seconds and increases cast range by 400. So even with Scepter, it's going to be 9 seconds. Okay, now Naga's just been buffed all around. Riptide can activate it with the shard, releasing stronger Riptide that deals 100 extra damage and slows enemies by 30% for 3 seconds. Applies around each illusion but can only be hit by 1 instance, no stacking. It's like the old Naga, but it deals more. Naga's going to be pretty strong. Nature's Prophet. I don't I think Nature's Prophet was in the meta. Yeah, because of kind of all these pushing nerfs. Rat Dodo was nerfed. Nature's Call, Treant movement speed rescaled. Wow, they move really quickly now. That's good. Treant base damage rescaled. So they do less damage, but that wasn't really an issue. They were doing plenty of damage. Nature's Call, Treant base attack time improved. They have better attack animation. Sprout backswing reduced. Okay. These are all looking like buffs. Scepter rework allows cooldown from... What's the cooldown of what? Cooldown of what, son? Entangles all enemies it hits. Oh, okay, so this is on the ulti. Wrath of Nature. So it's on every minute and entangles. Entangle. Is that the same as the root? That's not the same as the root, is it? Level 15 plus 4 to plus 5 and 1.8 times Treant HP damage to times 2. Okay, Sprout causes the first 2 trees destroyed with Sprout to summon greater treants. Can only have 2 greater treants alive at a time. Okay, Nature's Prophet is gonna be very strong. Necrophos, no changes except for a shard ability. Grants Death Seeker, spawns a fast-moving large death pulse towards the enemy or ally, dealing 50% more damage and causing it to spread a normal death pulse towards nearby enemies and allies. Seems good for 1.4k. Cast range is 900. And the cooldown is 20 seconds. It's okay. It's alright. Doesn't help you with your stats or anything. That's the shard. It's mid. Night Stalker. Level 10 talent change from plus 7% Hunter in the night movement speed to plus 4 armor. Oh, okay. Well, the movement speed got moved, and now you don't have 20% lifesteal. Which I think is fine. The 20% lifesteal is nice, but plus 10 movement speed is okay as well. You're moving pretty fast anyway when you get from like up until level 10. So if you did have additional movement speed, that could solve a lot of problems. It's a bit delayed, so you might have to prioritize just your positioning and getting with the movement speed items a bit earlier. Hunter in the Night upgrade. During nighttime, you can cast Hunter in the Night. Consumes a lesser creature. Okay, so it's like it's a Midas. Instantly killing it and restoring 25% of your maximum HP and mana. Can only be cast on non-player units. So this is better than the lifesteal. Why is it on a 20-second cooldown? This is so strong. Okay. This is a really nice shard. What do I think of it overall though? I'm not sure, yeah. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. Nyx Assassin, base intelligence increased. Vendetta, damage increased. Impale, cast point reduced. Okay, so it's easier to land stun. Plus 60% carapace damage, plus 75% overall buffed. So Nyx just feels like a weak hero. These changes, I'm not sure if they're going to be enough. Maybe for the better Nyx players. Okay, Vendetta causes Vendetta to reduce magic resistance by negative 20% for 4 seconds, and increases Vendetta movement speed by 40%, unlocking max speed. So, uncapping max speed, I guess? It's fine. I don't know if the shot is that good. The rest are pretty good. I mean, if you get a Dagon, then yes, that's your best magic damage, so your combos flows. Or you go for a Meteor Hammer as well. Ogre Magi. Base damage reduced by 2, ignite mana cost increased, ignite this damage is dealt immediately. Ogre Magi has always been one of its popular heroes, and just it's a solid pick all around. Doesn't really have too many counters. And of course, when you get Midas as well, you just scale really, so you can play it in a lot of positions. Ignite first damage now dealt immediately. Fire Blast mana cost reduced. Not by much. Unrefined. Okay, mana cost reduced from 45% to 30%. That's pretty handy. Level 25 talent change from plus 60 movement speed to 20% bash. So you have an inbuilt bash now. Okay. Some people were playing Ogre Magi. It's right click and with the Bloodlust and with Basher, but now that seems more viable. You can just go full attack speed and just getting things that trigger on the multicast. Fire Shield. Shot ability looks pretty interesting. Grants a shield around the target ally, absorbing 70% of the damage for the next 3 attacks. Launches fireballs at the attacker, dealing 125 damage. Lasts 25 seconds. So the shield lasts 25 seconds on an 18-second cooldown. What? No. What? Well, what lasts 25 seconds? Can be multicast as well. This is crazy. 70% of the damage. Good luck for any hero wanting to get burst damage out. Ogre Magi is just like god tier. Omniknight. Heavenly Grace duration reduced from 12 to 10 seconds. That's okay. It's not a big deal. And shot ability, Hammer of Purity. Hammer of Purity auto attack ability causes your next attack to deal bonus pure damage equal to 25 plus 150% of your base damage. You are healed for the amount of damage dealt. Is this supposed to be for carry Omni? Wait, why is this an auto attack ability? Cost 30. Okay, so it costs 30 mana. So you can set this to auto cast and just right click people down, 30 mana, and gives you a heal. It's okay. You don't really want to build damage on Omniknight though. This is weird. Omniknight used to be pretty good pick. I don't think this changes a lot. Oracle. Oracle's really strong for people who know what they're doing. Can save your teammates. Oracle can save your teammates if you have a basic understanding of what the abilities do. Scepter causes Fate's Edict to no longer disarm allies or make enemies' magic damage immune. Wow. Scepter's really strong. Level 20 talent change from False Promise Invisibility to minus 50% Purifying Flames allied damage. I like that change. False Promise upgrade causes False Promise to have a 0.3 second fade delay invisibility. So you get invisibility, and it's not really clear here. Yeah, it looks like it comes off when you attack. Okay. What did they do to OD? Totally changed this guy. Okay, what did they do to Outworld Devourer? He's no longer Outworld Devourer, now Outworld Destroyer. Back to the good old days. Agility reduced massively. Minimum damage increased to compensate for that, but it's not much. I'd prefer the attack speed, honestly. Astral Imprisonment cast range increased, so it's it's broken. 650, that's a lot. But the cast range bonus from Scepter, I didn't even know it had a cast range bonus from the Scepter. Got changed to 150. The cast range is still better, right? Because it's at 650 at all levels. 650 plus 150 is 800. Before you would have had 750, so with the Scepter you're getting a better range than you would have before with Scepter. Reduction of the duration, that makes sense. Having it at level 4 was so strong in the early game, but now it no longer deals area damage. Huge change. If you know what you're doing, you can push out the waves even with it. You can farm creeps. Now you can't do that. Single target damage increased, but it's not very significant. Astral mana cost reduced. Okay, that's really big change at max level to 200 instead of 120. And it steals max mana, so it doesn't increase or decrease yourself or the enemy's current mana value, but it just changes the max. So the mana cost of Arcane Orb's also been changed to 20% of current mana. Okay, interesting. The cooldown, there's now a cooldown on Arcane Orb, which doesn't really make sense to me, but okay. It feels like it would have been the same thing, but I guess you can't really rely on it now at these kind of first 2 levels. Arcane Orb damage increased. So I think this was of your max mana. 14%. Okay, I see why they had to put in this cooldown now. Essence Flux no longer has an active component. It's going to be harder to get on top of people then, because you're not slowing them with Essence Flux. Sanity's Eclipse no longer provides other abilities with a mana capacity charge counter. Sanity's base damage increased. Sanity's cooldown reduced. Okay. Sanity's Eclipse, I kind of felt like Odie's weakest spell. And it still feels like the case because they've buffed the other ones a bit. And now, this is tough to say. Odie might have a better late game. Yeah, that could be the case, just because this is percentage based now. And because of this cast range, which is insane. Massive cast range. The early game's going to be a bit harder because the cooldown here, and also the mana cost is a big factor later on. Shard ability, Essence Flux becomes a 1.5 second channel ability, swaps your current life and mana totals. Only transfers 75% of the respective values. Wait, what? Okay. 1.5 second channel is nothing. Swaps current life and mana. Oh, okay, I see. So, use that, you swap it, you get more mana, you cast more spells, you buff your mana, and you can swap it again. Cooldown 45 seconds, not bad. That's an interesting spell. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, this means you don't have to go back to base. It's a really good shard, but I'm not sure about the rest of it. I don't know if you can play OD mid. Maybe you can. We'll see. Pangolier. Shield crash damage increased from 75, 150, 225, 300 to 90. Okay, so it's the same at max level. Shield crash. Nobody really used shield crash anyway for harassal or anything like that. So it's good that they buffed it, I guess. Mana cost also reduced. Cooldown reduced. So really kind of minor changes to shield crash just to buff it up all around. Level 10 talent increased from plus 350 swashbuckle slash range to plus 400. Okay, swashbuckle nerf and strength buff on level 20 talent. Pull up. Grants you protected ball for up to 4 seconds, gaining magic immunity and allowing you to turn. Can be cast during Rolling Thunder to temporarily pause it. Can cast Rolling Thunder and Shield Crash during roll up. If enemies attack you during roll up, you will roll away from the attack for 0.75 seconds. Applying Rolling Thunder damage stun if there are enemies in the way. Cooldown 30. Cool. I just thought of it now, but Pangolier is like Sonic. He turns into a ball and he just spins around. So it gives you 4 seconds. No, 4 seconds is a long time to be in a protective ball. Even then, it's like, if you can time it with something that, yeah, it's just like a BKB, or 4-second BKB. It's okay. Not great. It's alright. Don't know if you'd want it for 1.4, because Swashbuckle is just where all your damage comes from. And if you get an Axe, then yeah, you'll have your Swashbuckle during Rolling Thunder. Phantom Assassin, Blur Fade Time for non-scepter reduced. They buff Blur, that's good. Blur Evasion reduced. Okay, it's reduced by 5% on all levels, that's not too big of a deal. Level 10 Talon reduced. Plus 175 health to 150. Okay. I think the health one was more popular anyway. But 25 health isn't much. Level 15 Talon reduced from plus 350 Phantom Strike cast range to 300. It's not much either, but it does matter. Level 25 Talon changed from plus 100% critical damage to plus 7% coup de grace chance. Okay, that's enough. Everybody would prefer the extra damage, especially when it's level 25. Your attack speed is so high. You're gonna proc it more. So plus 7% chance isn't much. I mean, you're gonna crit more, but yeah, it'll take more attacks. Shot ability, Fan of Knives, grants Fan of Knives. Release your sharp blades around you in a 550 AoE, dealing 12% of enemies' maximum health on impact and applies break for 3 seconds. Wow, okay, so you can fight any heroes that have passive abilities. And okay, that's interesting that it deals max health instead of just dealing like a right click. In the late game, your right clicks might be better anyway. Okay, 3 seconds. Cooldown 20, mana cost on 25. This is alright. It's okay. I still feel that, yeah, PA has kind of been nerfed. Phantom Lancer, Scepter rework, base intelligence increase 19 to 21. Phantom Lancer was a hero that's been nerfed, isn't as strong as he used to be. Mana cost rescaled, Spirit Lance did take too much mana. Phantom Rush agility bonus is still provided if the dash is cancelled. The dash is cancelled. Okay. No, that's a good change. Phantom Rush minimum proc distance reduced from 250 to 200. Also handy. Level 15 talent increased from -1 second Spirit Lance cooldown to -2 second. Okay. Spirit Lance is getting buffed. It wasn't really the preferred ability anyway, considering his skill set. Level 20 talent decreased from plus 400 Phantom Rush range to plus 350. Again, that one isn't too big of a deal. It's okay. Scepter rework Justice can now be cast, destroying your other Justice illusions and quickly creating the max illusions it allows, with a bonus 10-second duration. Whoa. Okay. Very good. Yeah, this is very good. It gives you max illusion straight off the bat, and you can just burn everyone's mana with Diffusal Blade. Spirit Lance upgrade with a shard. Bounces towards an enemy up to 900 units away, prioritizing heroes, and increases Spirit Lance illusion damage by 20%. Okay, which used to be the Aghanim's. It's alright. Nothing spectacular. Middle of the pack, yeah. Phoenix. Supernova cooldown increased from 110 to 120. Supernova mana cost rescaled from 200. Okay. That's fine too, you don't use that much mana as Phoenix. Sunray mana cost increased. Okay, all the mana is being increased here, mana cost. Level 10 talent increased from 18% to 24%. Dive slow. I like that. Phoenix was already a strong hero, but some of these are nerfs overall, especially with the cooldown of Supernova. Fire Spirits upgrade on Shard causes Fire Spirits to become a passive ability every 7 seconds. A Fire Spirit respawns. So it's a passive, doesn't take any mana, and the only mana that you're going to be using is other spells. Wait. Fire Spirits. It did take mana before, didn't it? I'm not going crazy. Did it take mana or did it only take HP? I know it did take HP. So Icarus Dive took HP and Fire Spirits also took HP. Okay. Fire Spirits does damage per second and slits attack speed. Okay, this is a better setup for Supernova, but yeah, a lot of mana issues, so Phoenix players need to get mana items. Puck. Agility gain increased 2.2 to 2.5, turn rate improved 0.5 to 0.8, illusory orb and damaged increased from, okay, scaled up just a little bit each time. Orb is really strong, so Puck wasn't, I don't think Puck was popular by any means in the previous patch. It wasn't unpopular, but yeah, Puck used to be quite strong when they were doing like the right click build. Now I'm not sure what direction they'll go in. Let's see. Waning Rift, max distance increased. Okay. Set the link break stun duration rescaled. Wait, rescaled? But oh, wait, no. Rescaled, it's just been increased, right? Then, except for max level. Dreamcall initial damage increased as well. Oh, talent increased from 25 to 30, damage at level 10. And level 25, talent reduced from plus 300. Waning Rift AoE and range to 275. Waning Rift upgrade. The shard now deals 70 bonus damage and knocks enemies back 250 distance over 0.4 seconds, non-interrupting. Reveals invisible enemy units and wards in the area for 5 seconds. Okay, gives true sight. The important thing here, I guess, is you use it in combination with Dreamcall. So Puck is a little bit better now. Probably going to be a meta pick. Pudge. Base damage increased by 2. Base armor increased by 1. Agility gain reduced. Strength gain reduced. Flesh Eat magic resistance increased. Level 10 challenge changed from plus 30 rod damage to minus 14% rod slow. Level 15 talent changed from minus 16% rod slow to plus 120 meat hook damage. Scepter rework increases rod radius by 200. Damage by 80. Reduces health regen on affected enemies by 25%. Okay. Increases the radiances and damage. So, okay, pretty good. The Scepter before was it was a nice one to heal up your teammates, but you just wouldn't see people going for it because there were so many better items. Also, I don't think that this level 15 talent is that good if you're opting for this extra meat hook damage, unless you're dandy and you can just hit every single hook. It kind of becomes irrelevant after like level 9. You just find yourself using hook less to initiate. Again, unless you've had a pretty good game and you can snowball or something. These stat changes really hurt as well, and Pudge wasn't a very strong pick to begin with for a while. The slow synergizes really well with this radius increase though, and reduction of healing. But yeah, Pudge is just squishy. He's a fat guy, but squishy. Okay, now the shard gives you dismember to target allies and swallow them. So that's fine. For 1.4k, it's not bad. Has half cooldown used on allies. 6% max health per second. It's interesting that they made this into a shard because I feel it's pretty strong. Yeah, this Pudge isn't your kind of tanky initiator that's going to go in. Pugna, no changes except to life drain. So Pugna was a pretty strong hero in most positions, except for the one role. But I guess they feel like he's in a good place right now. Okay, life drain ability upgrade for every 1.75 seconds of channel on an enemy. Another secondary life drain is created. Targeting another random enemy hero in the cast range plus 200. You will continue to channel until there are no enemies available or the channel duration runs out. Okay. If the heal stacks, then that's really strong. But it can get cancelled. This is nuts though. If somebody, yeah, if your disablers are disabled, if the enemy disablers are disabled by your team, then you can just suck them all down. This will be a really interesting one. Probably meme worthy as well. Like a black hole into a suck. Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain. When I was playing Queen of Pain to grind the Arcana, and this was just in Turbo, she felt weak. I'm not a great quad player, but she felt like she was lacking something. So plus additional strength gain, 2.4. That's gonna help. Level 10 talent increased from plus 8 to plus 9 strength. That's good as well, but I don't think people chose that talent. Level 25 talent change from Scream of Fear Pain Fear to plus 200 sonic wave damage. Wow. The fear was the strongest part of her kit though. You would need to be able to snowball and get to the higher levels before your enemy, and then you could really put the pressure on them. Upgrade to Blink. Releases a sonic boom when you blink at both your starting and ending location. Deals 150 damage in a 300 AoE and silences for 1.5 seconds. You can be hit by both. It deals damage and silences. You can be hit by both, so if you blink in the same spot, it'll affect them twice. Interesting. It feels kind of weak. I would have preferred to have this fear. So, Pop, tankier now, and can kind of deal with people, but yeah, if it's some farmed carry, then they're gonna BKB or they're just gonna try and right click you, so you don't want to blink too close to them. Razor. Movement speed increased from 285 to 290. Zoom. Base HP regen increased from 0 to 1. Plasma field minimum damage increased. Okay, got significant buffs at the early levels. I don't really have too much to say about Razor. I think that it was doing well, and I don't think it was in the meta. Storm Surge upgrade with Aghanim Shard causes Storm Surge to have a 18% chance to release a forked lightning when attacked or always when targeted with the spell. Hitting the target and up to 2 other enemies deals 120 damage and slows them by 50% for 1.5 seconds. So these are the right clicks and they're proccing. Hitting the target and okay, yep, hitting the target and up to 2 enemies. Slows and deals damage. Okay, it's time to check out Riki. Riki has a lot of buffs to Smokescreen. It can be cast during Tricks of the Trade. That's massive. Smokescreen radius increase as well, so you get a nice little buff there. So people are going to find it harder to deal with the silence. Smokescreen and the miss rate. Smokescreen miss rate's also been buffed up. So while PA's was nerfed and Riki's has been buffed to 65% at max level. But it's also been lowered at the early levels. It isn't a deal breaker because a lot of heroes just have low attack speed initially. I think it's fine. It pays off in the late game. Smokescreen mana cost was also reduced 90 to 75. It's a good thing for Riki. Doesn't have the best intelligence or mana pool. Tricks of the Trade Scepter cast range reduced from 1000 to 700. It's not bad. It's a significant change, but Riki can still make up for it with the Blink Strike. The Smokescreen buffs outshine this change here to Tricks of the Trade. And Tricks of the Trade also gets a upgrade. Now with the Scepter you hit 2 units rather than 1. So I wonder if you get a Battle Fury, will it apply to both units? Aghanim Shard. Okay, this one looks really strong. It allows Riki to put an enemy to sleep, but it's a pseudo stun or on 20-second cooldown. And when the target wakes up, they also receive damage and are slowed. Yeah, it's really strong. It seems like the shards are kind of filling in the holes for a lot of these heroes. In their kit, most heroes will have like a gap. Maybe it's damage or lockdown or escape. And these are the types of things that heroes will need to build items for. But a lot of these shards seem to be handling the gaps of the hero builds. Okay, Rubick. Rubick's Arcane Supremacy no longer buffs debuff amp. Arcane Supremacy now provides improved cast range. Okay. So the debuff amp on Arcane Supremacy was pretty annoying, and it would make Rubick a lot better than the heroes in terms of skill for skill. The same skill would just be better on Rubick. Now it seems that what they've done is they've actually put the debuff amp onto Spell Steal, which kind of makes sense. A 30% debuff amp. That is a big amount. Was that? I'm wondering if that's what Arcane Supremacy is debuff was as well, because yeah, that's just so significant. Spell steal cooldown's been rescaled, so it's at the max level. If you don't have an Ags, it's a little bit better by 2 seconds, which it doesn't really matter. Everybody would go for the Scepter anyway, so when you get the Scepter, the cooldown, instead of just being 2 at all levels, is 6, 4, and 2. Okay. Well, Rubick traditionally was kind of a weak hero because your whole kit revolved around stealing spells. Your ultimate just didn't do anything unless you could steal a decent spell and make it work for you. So it needed to have that low cooldown. 6, 4, and 2 it makes a bit more sense now that the other parts of Rubick have been buffed up. And when I say buffed up, I mean going way back throughout the patches. Okay, level 10 talent change from plus 50 base damage to Fade Bolt steals hero damage. And that used to be at level 15, so Rubick mid seems like it's going to be a lot more viable. The talent change from Fade Bolt steals hero damage to plus 100 base damage, so that's a big change. And honestly, it makes Rubick more viable as a battle mage. Yeah, so Rubick played mid. I know people do it sometimes, and those are quite skillful Rubicks. This is going to be a big change for them. So Telekinesis gets upgraded with the Aghanim Shard. It allows you to use Telekinesis on yourself or an ally. Throw range is 60% longer, and cooldown is reduced by 30% when targeting allies. Throw delay is reduced to 0.5 seconds. That's okay. This is handy for getting over cliffs. Yeah, just for getting to areas without being blocked off. Really outmaneuver your enemies. Or save someone, I guess. So this is kind of like a 4-staff. It's not bad. It's not bad if this is just like 4-staff. Okay, Sanking. Sanking hasn't really changed too much. Epicenter got a buff. Now you don't need to channel it, which it was a huge pain in the ass before. It's now just has a cast time, so it's going to go off after that time's elapsed. Epicenter radius increase from 275 up to 725 to 500 to 725. So the end radius is still the same, but the starting radius is larger. So Sanking got buffed there, and also the level 15 talent got increased as well. 8% Caustic Finale slow to 15%. That's almost double the slow. Epicenter also got changed with it gets upgraded with the shard. Every 700 units move causes an Epicenter pulse around you and 400 AoE. I've got to see this. Wow. It's just a passive Epicenter pulse 400. This is really weird. It's kind of trippy. I guess if you're really good at judging distances, you'll be able to know when it procs again for 400. 400 AoE every 700 units. It's funny that Sanking's been buffed like this. Because Sanking's always been a pretty good hero. Yeah, just a pretty solid pick, able to apply pressure, farm decently, and be useful in team fights. The only issue that I've had with playing Sanking is that I was terrible at setting up epicenters. Sometimes I would use the threat of the epicenter more than I actually did my epicenter. It was just like, you know, you can actually get away with a decent amount on the hero just by using the stun, the Caustic Finale, and the Sandstorm. So epicenter was kind of a bonus for me. But this is a really good change, and just adds to make the hero better. Shadow Demon. Poison is no longer dispellable. Okay. Demonic Purge Scepter upgrade debuff now ends when a new one is cast. Deals damage relative to how long it lasted. Okay, so that makes sense. When you have Demonic Purge and you had the charges, I think, with the Scepter, now it doesn't. I think it used to refresh the duration, but this one actually ends the debuff and casts a new one and deals damage. But the Shadow Poison no longer being dispellable is a crazy change. That is so good. Shadow Demon really punches people early on, but now this makes abilities that give you a dispel useless. So Abaddon and Legion can't fight Shadow Demon now. It seems like no one can fight Shadow Demon in the early game. We'll see. Shard ability, Demonic Purge allows Purge to be cast on allies, continuously dispelling them and healing them at the end instead of damaging them. Does not slow allies. Okay. So just doing that whole time, they're continuously dispelled. Wow. And then they get a heal. Okay. But that'll take up one of your charges. This seems really good. I guess it depends on the extent of the dispel, but wow. Yeah, Shadow Demon's gonna have a lot of utility. Okay, Shadow Fiend. Not much changed about Shadow Fiend either. Mana cost of raise reduced from 90 to, in the early level, 75, 80, 85, 90, so it goes back to normal in the end. But Shadow Fiend struggles the most in the early game, and then has a pretty decent mid game. So yeah, I mean it helps Shadow Fiend get to the late game more easily. Yeah, and to outscale enemies. Level 10 talent increased from plus 15 attack speed to plus 20. It's a minor change, nonetheless. Yeah, not bad. Necromastery with the shard ability upgrade also amps your spell damage by 0.75% per soul. So let's see, what is that at? Including the talent that you have to bump up your souls. Necromastery can get 25 times 0.75 is an extra 18.75%. It's about 20%. That's okay. Could be worse. Not great, but alright. I think it's just not as impressive as other shards and buffs that heroes have received in this patch. Shadow Shaman. Mass Serpent or damage increased. 50, okay, 85, and then 120, so not bad. Plus 10 for each of your serpents. Level 15 talent increased from minus 4.5 second hex cooldown to minus 5. That's a big change. And level 25 talent reduced from plus 30 towards attack damage to plus 25. Okay, so the net change is your Mass Serpent wards still do increase damage overall, which is fine. It's not much of a change, plus 30 to plus 25. Shackle's got the upgrade though to create 4 Serpent wards, and the wards last 8 seconds. So your Shackle will run out, but your Serpents will still remain. Okay. This might give you the chance to just solo people now. Crazy. Shred Shaman's always been a good pick. Ability to push waves, to push towers, and to lock people down. So now he's going to be able to lock people down and to deal damage. And Serpents last for a while as well. Silencer, not many changes here. The radius of Last Word Scepter got increased from 600 to 650. Yeah, that's not much of a change. Glaives of Wisdom causes glaives to bounce towards the closest enemy unit, dealing 50% of your attack damage. Bounce range is 600. I used to play a support silencer, which was effective. This was a silencer in like the 5 or the 4 position, but with this Ags, there's so much incentive to go for a full damage build on silencer. So yeah, silencer as a 2 or a 3, I'm thinking. Okay, Skywrath Mage, literally no changes to anything except for the shard. Ancient Seal debuff now causes other debuffs applied to last 40% longer. Grants vision over the target. So you get true sight of this target, and stuff lasts longer on them, which is actually kind of broken depending on who's in your team and what effects you're going to be giving to them. Like, imagine debuffing them and then just disarming them or something. Disarming, silencing, stunning, just every negative debuff. Every debuff is going to just last longer. So, wow, this will really combo well with your teammates. Okay, Slardar. Sprint movement speed reduced. It gets reduced by 2% at all levels, which is nothing. The river speed sprint got rescaled as well, so it's increased at early levels and dropped at the later levels. This again is not much of a big deal. Slithering Crush mana cost increased. Okay, this one kind of matters, but in the early game it matters more. But even then, at level 1, you're only at the first level of Slithering Crush. It's only increased by 10, and then 5 after that. Scepter HP regen reduced from 35 to 30. You don't really notice it, but it will make a difference. The armor bonus is also reduced from 12 to 10, so kind of like what I was saying in that Dietide video. Scepter gives you a lot of bonuses, which made it really great value for a 4,200 gold item. Okay, now with the shard, Corrosive Haze is applied for 5 seconds to units hit by Slithering Crush. So most of the time you're not going to be landing a multi-Slithering Crush. So yeah, it's this one here isn't such a great it isn't such a great shard. What is good about it though is that when you crush someone, you apply the haze, which means you don't have to haze them, but your haze is a really low mana cost anyway. It's like 50 or something. Okay, Slark. Slark Shadow Dance cooldown reduced from 80, 70, 60 to 80, 65, 50. Slark hasn't been in the meta for a while, I think. He's kind of always had issues just in comparison to other carries, and especially the Agi carries. They tend to have a bit more burst or survivability. Slark really kind of relied on the Shadow Dance to get you out of bad situations. Of course, if you're a better player, then you can kind of get away with that by playing around the other abilities. So yeah, so the Shadow Dance cooldown is a big one. 50 seconds, now it's under a minute. Pounce Scepter range increased from 1100 to 1200. That's the same as a Blink Dagger, so enemies that try and blink away are going to have a hard time. You can catch up to them. potentially get lucky and then just lock them down. Level 10 talent increase from +6 to +7 agi. Everybody always went for that one, so it's a buff. Fishbait. Grants Fishbait can throw it on enemies to reduce their movement speed by 30% and grant you true sight over them for 4 seconds. If you pounce an enemy during that time, you'll be rewarded with 50 attack speed for the duration of the pounce, and it has a 1100 cast range. What? You can throw it on them. And it'll slow them, give you true sight. Wow. And this works so well because you can pounce onto someone who's invis as well. This is going to be really good. So, yeah, they've changed a few things about Slark, made him just better at what he already does. That's exciting. But yeah, still kind of compared to other carries, he's still going to face the same issues. Snapfire. So Snapfire, Cookie mana cost got increased. Little Shredder mana cost got reduced. Little Shredder, yeah, nobody really used Little Shredder early on. Gobble Up now has a 150 mana cost. It didn't have a mana cost before that? Oh, okay, the Spit Out no longer has a 150 mana cost. I'm trying to think if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. So I wonder if you could spit out people without actually having to use the mana. Gobble Ups can now target special units like golems, spirit bears, etc. That's fine. And the impact damage changed from 400 to match the current glob values on your ultimate. Also a good change. 400 damage was way too high, and if you played Snapfire and you went mid, then you'd farm up and pretty much just rush your ags, so you could send creeps in for 400 damage into an area like that. That's not right. Aghanim Shard ability, Scatterblast. Units in point blank range of Scatterblast will be knocked back 250 units, take 125 extra damage, and be stunned for 1.5 seconds. Pretty good. Scatterblast at the later levels was definitely the weaker skill, but yeah, now it's not bad. It's kind of like a Gust, like a better version of Gust. It pushes them away, but it gives them a stun instead of a silence now. Sniper, nothing's much changed about Sniper here, just some buff to strength, nerf to agi, and base agi increased as well, but base damage unchanged. So agility gain got reduced by 0.2, but the base agility got increased by 6. So like that's 6 into 0.2, so that's like 30 anyway, so it kind of evens out. You're getting all your agi in the beginning rather than spread throughout the game. Shrapnel charge replenish time reduced from 40 to 35 seconds. Okay, that's alright. Yeah, when you're a sniper and when you're playing sniper, it's pretty common to just run out of shrapnel charges and then basically just not have any way to farm or to harass your enemy. So this is a good change from 40 to 35. Okay, Concussive Grenade grants Concussive Grenade, knocks enemies back 425 units, slowing them by 50% and disarming them for 3 seconds. Yeah, so this is one of those instances of gaps being filled by their shard. So kind of like Drow, if someone's running towards you and trying to get on top of you, which happens with Sniper. People just try and jump Sniper. Now he's got a grenade to knock them back and kind of be able to fight them at the range that he likes. Yeah, Sniper hasn't changed too much. I don't know if this is going to be that good of a change. We'll have to check it out and see. Spectre, base attack speed reduced from 100 to 90. That's not much. Dispersion rescaled. Okay, so Disperse is less damage now. Spectral Dagger cooldown increased. Okay, so 16 at max level now instead of 16 at all levels. Spectral Dagger mana cost increased. Okay, so Spectral Dagger is not as good as it used to be. Shadow Step Scepter ability now casts a Spectral Dagger on its target. Yeah, okay, free Spectral Dagger. Dispersion upgrade can activate Dispersion to spawn a Haunt Illusion to attack the most recent hero that damaged you in the last 5 seconds. Okay. Illusion lasts 5 seconds. Alright. This is pretty good. So, from the looks of it here, you can still swap places with your illusion. You don't actually have to use Haunt. This is just an automatic Haunt illusion that pops up when you use Dispersion. The changes are alright, but the changes that they made to Dispersion and Spectral Dagger are kind of significant. I mean, Spectre... I don't think Spectre's had a lot of success. It's more so just the pubs. In the pubs, yeah, if you don't shut down the Spectre's game, then she's going to farm and be able to go into late game from there. Alright, Spirit Breaker. Nether Strike cooldown reduced. So it's been reduced by 10 seconds at all levels. And Nether Strike is a great spell. Yeah, having it at 50-second cooldown is going to be so helpful. Charge of Darkness Scepter cooldown increased from 6 to 7. It's only 1 second difference. Charge of Darkness Scepter movement speed bonus increased. Plus 100 to plus 175? Whoa. Zoom. This is actually Zoom. Aghanim Shard ability. Nether Strike upgrade. Causes Nether Strike to have a cast delay rather than a cast time. Deal 200 extra damage and apply break for 4 seconds. You are spell immune during the cast delay. Okay, so it can only be interrupted by things that pierce your BKB. And it deals 200 extra damage and applies a break for 4 seconds. It's like everybody's getting break now. Wow. So does that mean that Silver Edge is indirectly nerfed because of this? Maybe. I mean, people didn't really get Silver Edge just for the break. So yeah, this will be interesting to see what happens. Storm Spirit. Level 15 talent increased from plus 325 health to plus 375 health. 50 health is not a big deal. Nobody really went for this talent anyway. I could be wrong. We'll see. Level 25 talent change from Overload. Pierces immunity to plus 2 Overload bounce. Causes your attacks to bounce up to 2 times at random enemies. Can bounce back if there are only 2 enemies. Okay. You can't deal with people who have BKB now. I mean, yeah, I guess this was just a bonus because if they BKB typically as Storm Spirit, you just get out anyway. Yeah, you're not going to deal with someone who has BKB unless you aren't scared of dying. If they can get you in the time that they're spell immune, then you might have problems. But otherwise, yeah,
there's not really any point of this. Unless you're ahead and you can take them down even when they have their BKB on. Electric Rave is the shard ability. Grants Electric Rave, gives you and allies within 750 AoE of you 3 overload charges. Okay, so this ability, you use it and it lasts 12 seconds or until charges are depleted. Cooldown 30, mana cost 150. Additionally, passively provides 40 attack speed. 40 attack speed, wow, that is a big amount for a hero. And heroes within 750 AoE, so you're gonna amp up your whole team if you do this. It's a lot of damage on 3 hits. Wow. Okay, Stone Spirit. Yeah, Stone Spirit's gonna be pretty strong in this patch. Sven, the Superman. Let's see what they did to him. God Strength reduced. Oh, 210% to 180% at max level. So that's a big change. Not going to hit as hard as it used to. Stormhammer Scepter no longer applies attack on impact. Okay. So that's an interesting one, because that removes a lot of burst damage. Stormhammer Scepter bonus range reduced from 500 to 350. Yeah, this is also a big deal. Now you can't just fly from halfway across the screen to hit your enemy and blow up a support. Level 15 talent change from Stormhammer dispels enemies to +4 second Warcry duration. Okay, that's enough there. Everybody loved that talent that gives dispels to enemies. But now it's on your shard. It now applies dispel on enemies. That's it. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's taking something that's existing and moving that into the shard, which, yeah, I'd say that's objectively worse than what's been done with the other heroes that get new abilities or some new type of upgrade. Sven hasn't really moved much from the looks of it. Yeah, it's a net nerf to this guy, which we knew was coming. We can kind of just see it by everybody's Reddit posts. A Techies Blast Off ability shard increases the cast range by 600 and applies a 1.5 second stun to enemies within 200 AoE, half the radius. So it gives you a stun, it gives you a silence, and it increases the range. That's it. I don't know. Not really sure. I'm not a Techies player, so I don't know how long you keep using this for, if it's worth 1.4k. I'm gonna say no. But yeah, I'm gonna say no for now. Techies, not much change. Yeah, just for you people who like to torment your fellow Dota players. Templar Assassin. Okay, base strength increased from 19 to 21. That's nice. Base attack range increased from 140 to 160. Also very good. Now more of a ranged hero. Sideblade's attack range bonus rescaled. Yep, so it's lowered by 10 at the max level. And it's overall still going to be more because the base was increased by 20. What, spell range is now 2 times your attack range? What? It's now 2 times your attack range. Is that the cyber? So that's the total attack range, right? Wait, but if your bonus is 230, your base is 160, and max level, that's 390. So the spell range is what? 780? That can't be right. 780? No way, that's right. if it's times your attack range, yeah. Is it base or side blades included? If it's just base, then 320, I guess. Level 10, talent increased, movement speed 15 to 20. That's nice. It's a nice change. Sonic Trap upgrade causes Sonic Traps stuns enemies for up to 2.5 seconds based on how long the trap has been charged. Minimum 0.5. So now it's slow and also a silence when you blow up the trap. Okay. Let's just check this out. Templar Assassin. I'm just having a look at the talents. You've got a choice between movement speed or attack speed at level 10. So 20 movement speed is nice. It might be better than 15 attack speed. Really, yeah, 15 attack speed isn't that significant at level 10. You know, Tia is not really one of those types of heroes where you want to just keep attacking people multiple times. It's about getting those big hits in. Okay, Terrorblade. Reflection duration increased. Okay, at early levels, max it's the same, so it's kind of more rescaled. Terror Wave ability is now granted when equipping a scepter rather than after the Metamorphosis cast. Okay. I said before that Lycan could have had the worst ags in the game before, but now I'm reminded of how bad this scepter was for Terrorblade. Yeah, you had to just you had access to an ability when you had your ultimate, which is like not for a very long time, and it was on a massive cooldown, so you could only use it once when you transformed. Fear duration reduced from 3.75 to 2.5, fair enough, and also instead of going back to the fountain, enemies just move away from you, I guess in like a straight line. Terror Wave Scepter ability now grants you Metamorphosis for 10 seconds. Now that's a big change. If Metamorphosis is already active, it extends it by 10 seconds instead. Oh, this is so handy. Yeah, I wonder though what the actual cooldown of the new Terror Wave is. Level 25 talent increased from minus 32 seconds Sundar cooldown to minus 34. So you've got more Sunders. Wait, before the Sunder cooldown with the talent was something crazy, like 8 seconds, wasn't it? So with your talent, Sunder was a 6-second cooldown. Oh, sorry, yeah, it was an 8-second cooldown. Now it's a 6-second cooldown. Terror Wave giving you an extra 10 seconds of Metamorphosis, so it's pretty cool. So, it's overall pretty good. Let's see what Demon Zealot is here. It's new shouted ability. As Demon Zealot costs 25% current HP to cast, providing you plus 25 movement speed and plus 50 attack speed for 6 seconds. Wow. Provides 50% more bonus while melee. Okay, so melee Terrorblade could be a viable build. I don't know, it's something that I was thinking about, like going for Neko Saber or something. But the problem with getting a shard is that it doesn't give you any stats or anything. So yeah, just like with Ags, it's not something you'd go for because it's not that efficient. Later on, I guess after you've got your core items, then this really helps out. Terrorblade has always had a good late game. He's always been strong late game, but nerfs happened in the forms of Sundar not going through BKB, and then actually making it cost mana. So Terrorblade's late game kind of suffered as a result of that. But now with the changes to Scepter Detection make it better, and with this Demon Zealot, Terrorblade's gonna be a lot better of a hero, so I'll probably try playing some Terrorblade. Yeah, see how that goes. Tidehunter. Kraken shell damage. Block increased. Okay, so it's increased by 4 at all levels. This is a really annoying ability, especially early on, so it's going to be even tougher now to deal with this guy. Level 10 talent increased from plus 15 movement speed to plus 20. Level 10 talent changed from plus 80 gush damage to plus 1.75 mana regen. Okay, just looking at those two talents, I'd be preferring the mana regen. Movement speed is still good, but you can always make it up with other items. Well, yeah, 1.75 mana regen is a lot for Tidehunter. Level 15 talent change from plus 3 mana regen to plus 120 gush damage. Okay, I see. So yeah, I think this is a better change. 1.75 mana regen is a decent amount. Plus 3 is obviously really nice, but now you just get more gush damage. The shard ability change was to upgrade Anchor Smash. Increases Anchor Smash duration by plus 90 and causes it to affect buildings. Reduces cooldown by 1 second. So you can just spam smash more. And just, what? You can affect buildings. Okay. This is gonna be funny because now you can actually siege with Tidehunter. You can just Anchor Smash towers and Drax. Like, you know, like you stand in between the melee and the range tracks, and you just use it. Oh, wow. Oh man, Carry Tidehunter is back. Better than ever. Timbersaw. Level 10 talent increased from plus 175 health to plus 200. Whirling Death base damage from 90, 120, 150, 180 to 80, 120, 160, 200. So it's slightly weaker at earlier level, but then increased after that. Whirling Death range increased 300 to 25. Okay, now this is important. Whirling Death. Whirling Death is always kind of annoying because, yeah, it'd be close. It'd be close sometimes. Like you're just chasing them down, and then you use your Whirling Death and you miss them. So 25 is a buff. That's a nice buff to him. Timber chain speed increased. So it's increased at early levels. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Just gives him a bit of a better early game. Chakram Scepter Slow now stacks independently from the primary Chakram. Okay, so it stacks is what it's saying, right? Chakram cast animation reduced from 0.3 to 0.15 and it comes out faster. Wow, okay. Timbersaw is going to be a lot stronger now. And Flamethrower is a new ability. Grants Flamethrower releases a flame in the direction you are facing. Last 7 seconds, applies a debuff that deals 75 DPS and slows by 20% for 3 seconds. Sets trees on fire that eventually die after 5 seconds. Wait, why would you want to use this? You need trees for your other abilities, right? You're just burning them down and... oh man. So if you burn the trees, then if enemies run into the trees, do they burn? I mean, I can see this being helpful for dealing with heroes that rely on trees, like Treant Protector and Nature's Prophet, but you know, and Monkey King. But otherwise, well, it's okay. 75 DPS is alright. But it's only 3 seconds, so yeah, interesting. It's 15-second cooldown. Tinker rework on the Scepter. Upwards laser into Shrink Ray. A Shrink Ray. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Causing it to have plus 400 cast range and reduce the enemy model size and current health values by 20%. I gotta see this. This is crazy. Laser bounces once on the furthest target up to 700 range from the primary. Shrink Ray. Okay. Weird. Really weird. Someone really liked that movie before they decided to make the change. Defense Matrix, new ability. The Shard grants defensive matrix. Targets an allied unit, applying a barrier to them that blocks the next 200 damage and provides 40% status resistance. Barrier lasts up to 10 seconds or until the damage shield is consumed. Cast range 400. It's kind of a more of a utility, so yeah, that's interesting. You can rearm and just keep casting it, so let's see what it does. Casting it on self and blocking out the damage. It's done. 40%. Wow. Yeah, this is crazy. So Tinker's not going to be just a one-man show. Now he can actually buff his team. And I mean, he can buff himself. So if you use this, it lasts 10 seconds. So you can use this, you can just go in. People try and stun you up. If they don't have enough stuns, you can always get out. Or it just gives you time to pop, to use all your other abilities and items. So yeah, no, this is a pretty crazy change. The Scepter rework, I'm not really sure about. I mean, before laser just bounced, right? So this has to be better to some degree. Tony. True Grab, cooldown, reduce from 25 and 20 to 15, 10, and then it's all lore. Now there's low cooldowns except for at the max level where it's the same. True Grab was the weakest ability early on, especially since they nerfed it. So that's good. Avalanche. Ooh, okay, Avalanche only does 2.5 instead of 3 times the damage now to tossed units. So less burst damage. The grow damage has been increased. So that's a bit better. It is significant. 35 extra damage at the max level, wow. Level 15 talent increased from +3 grab attack charges to +5. Nice. Some more hits with the tree. Level 25 talent increased from -7 seconds avalanche cooldown to -8 seconds. Craggy exterior. New ability. Grants Craggy exterior. Passively provides 20% stun the enemy for 1 second. And deal 100 damage when a physical attack impacts a hero. Works against enemies within 400 range. Procs after an attack impacts and does not affect spell immune units. So isn't this what he used to have on the craggy exterior? Used to do the same thing, but the proc chance was higher. The grow damage surprises me because in the previous patches they actually scaled the grow damage down at the early levels and then bumped it up to 75, and now they're increasing it more. So okay, that's a good change. Tiny is going to be effective against your right clickers. Yeah, he's going to be good against right clickers and able to fight them as well. Treant Protector. Overgrowth now interrupts targets again. That's a good change. Nature's Guys upgrade with the shard causes it to root enemies upon attacking. Roots them for 1 second, deals total of 200 damage, lasts an extra second when attacking. Yep. No tree. Treant Protector. Overgrowth now interrupts targets again. And Nature's Guys upgrade with the shard causes Nature's Guys to root enemies upon attacking. Roots them for 1 second, deals a total of 200 damage. Okay. So it gives damage from the root. Wow. Lost an extra second for attacking near a tree. So it's a 2-second root. It's extremely weird because Nature's Guys it's pretty much always going to be near a tree. Like, the only time I can think of it not being near a tree is possibly if you're using it and your tree gets cut down. I don't know. I don't know of any case where they're not going to be near a tree. Is there some range where you can be hitting them but still be in the tree and they're not near the tree? That's a weird one. Okay. Troll Warlord. Berserker's rage movement bonus increased. 10. Okay, so it's just increased by 5 at all levels. That's good. Level 25 talent change from -5 second whirling axis cooldown to +2 second battle trance duration. Okay. Yeah, that's a decent change. Scepter causes ranged access to dispel enemies and melee access to dispel yourself. Wow. Okay. Range access to dispel enemies and melee access to dispel yourself. Reduces cooldown from 9 to 4 and the mana cost by half. Oh, okay, so it's taking that level 25 talent and combining it with this dispel. And it reduces the mana cost. That is a really good scepter. That might be one of the best scepters in this patch. Yeah, because you get the extra duration. You lose the ability to target enemies and focus them so that they're forced to attack you. But that was extremely situational, and this is a lot better of an Aghanim's. Shard Battle Trance upgrade. Casting Battle Trance now gives you a global aura that gives allied heroes plus 60 attack speed. Nice. This is so good for 1.4k. Like, you're forced to attack things, but your allies aren't, and they just get a bonus 60 attack speed. That's like the old Battle Trance. Tusk. War's Kick now targets a direction and kicks the closest enemy unit to you within 250 radius, prioritizes heroes. War's Kick now targets a direction. Okay. It's 250 radius. Kick. Level 25 talent increased from -8 second cooldown snowball to -10 second. People would play Tusk
when they have time to save a teammate. If there's like a setup or something, they can dodge it with the snowball, so that makes it a lot stronger. I never really did that though. My Tusk is pretty mediocre. I like Tusk as a hero. Yeah, I'm just not exactly sure of how he should be played. So I'll probably see what happens if I play some Tusk. Frozen Sigil, new ability. Grounds Frozen Sigil with the Shard. Summons a Flying Sigil that slows enemy attack by -30 and movement speed by -20% for enemies within 650 radius. Last 25 seconds. Cooldown 30. One cost 100. Okay. So big theme actually for a lot of these shards is giving abilities that have been taken away. Yeah, so if you didn't know, Tusk had this ability before, but then it got replaced. So the third skill of Tusk got replaced, which is now tag team. So yeah, tag team used to be what is the Frozen Sigil new ability. Underlord. Level 10 talent changed from plus 12% magic resistance to plus 2 Firestorm wave count. Okay. Underlord has always been kind of squishy to magic damage specifically. The aura for damage reduction meant that you could deal with right clickers. Maybe not some of the ranged ones, the ranged heroes that were outside of the aura distance. But yeah, plus 12% magic resistance was significant. Scepter rework. Dark Rift can now be cast on allied heroes. Reduces cast delay by 1 second and cooldown by 50 seconds. Okay. So your Scepter just means your Dark Rift is now more similar to a Boots of Travel. You can target allied heroes to show up at, and it actually gets there faster, which is interesting. And it reduces the cooldown by 50 seconds. Okay, so this is just if you have the Scepter. Wow. Not a bad Scepter actually. Yeah, Firestorm's upgraded by the shards. It can be self-targeted. When used in that way, the Firestorm follows you. It also causes Firestorm to heal you for 50% of the damage values. Wow. Reduces cost point by half. Okay. I like that change. This shard. Underlord's always been a pretty strong hero just because of everything. Every single ability that Underlord has is helpful. Like the root, so you just lay that down, you don't have to target them, but you deal with all these mobile heroes. And then the aura, yeah, the aura is just great, especially in the late game. It just deals with all the right clickers unless they BKB. I think, yeah, BKB ignores it. And Firestorm was actually, I think, the worst ability after you hit that level, about level 10. Firestorm just had less utility, and now I can see why Valve has decided to try and buff Firestorm. And it makes sense now, this +2 Firestorm wave count, because that synergizes with the new Firestorm shard ability upgrade. Undying. Decay mana cost increased at early levels 70 to 85, 85 to 95, 100, 105, and then the same at 115. Okay. The damage reduced per unit. Level 10, talent changed. No plus 5 health regen. Now it's plus 40 decay duration. Level 15 talent change from plus 40 second duration decay to plus 10 soul rip heal damage. Level 20 change from plus 4 tombstone hits attacks to destroy to minus 1.5 decay cooldown. Level 25 change from minus 2 second decay cooldown to plus 6 tombstone attacks to destroy. Wow. The shard for decay increases decay radius by 100 and spawns a zombie around each hero target. Wow. Plus 5 health regen wasn't doing much for the hero because you just absorb, you just steal so much strength that your HP was high, and plus 5 HP regen didn't really mean much. The soul rip heal and damage reduction now is less of a factor. Now that you've got a plus 10 soul rip damage heal talent. Yeah, this will be interesting. Looks like Undying is going to scale a little bit better. But I think it was okay. The early game is a bit weaker now. But Undying is still looking like a pretty good pick in this patch. Ursa. Okay. Ursa was basically broken. A few patches ago, Ursa was broken. In the latest patch, they balanced him out, so he's weaker. But let's see where he is now. I don't think he's a bad pick, but it's not the best. Okay, overpower cooldown reduced from 15, 13, 11, 9 to 12, 11, 10, 9. That's scaling makes a bit more sense. Overpower mana cost reduced as well. Okay, so that'll support the cooldown. It's reduced by 10 seconds at all levels. Earthshock slow increased. Okay, so Earthshock is a better slow now. That's good. It has more effect in the laning stage. Levels 1 and 2 are up 6% more and 4% more. Level 15 talent increased health, 300 health to 350 health. I don't like health talents, especially here. It's level 15 and it's only tweaked by 50, so yeah, not much of a change. Okay, Shard, Fury Swipes. Every 6 Fury Swipes on a single target causes Ursa to get enraged for 1 second. What? Oh, that is scary. That's scary. I can see this being really handy. When you pop overpower, you get like 5-6 hits in, then you get enraged, they try and stop you. Yeah, you just gotta be careful not to. You gotta just be careful to make sure that he's not close to 6 stacks, and that you can actually kill the guy. Or he's just gonna survive through it, keep attacking you more, and then getting his enrage refreshed. Oh, Vengeful Spirit. Okay, Vengeful Spirit was a popular pick, a good hero in most circumstances. They've just done a ton of tweaking. Base intelligence increased. Okay, so that's a buff there. Magic missile cast range increased as well. Wow. 550 wasn't that short, and now they're buffing it up. Even at the base, it's gone up by 25. 600, 625, 650.
They increased the projectile speed. Wow. 900 to 1350. Okay. And they've nerfed Vengeance Aura. Yeah, there was not really any reason why it should increase attack range. Okay, or primary attribute. Oh, wow. Vengeance Aura no longer has an illusion death mechanics. Now this was one of the great things about Vengeful Spirit, because there was virtually no downtime. If you'd killed, you can control an illusion and still actually do things for your team. And yeah, interesting. Okay, it now increases base attack damage by percentage points 8, 16, 24, 32. Still good, still good. Yeah, you don't get the range or the attributes, but damage is fine. Scepter rework. Upon death creates a strong illusion. Strong illusion. How strong is that illusion? Oh, it's a strong illusion. Of you that can cast all your spells. It can cast your spells? Yep, okay. And yeah, so that, I mean, that's what it was before, wasn't it? No, that was talent. And deals 100% damage and takes 100% damage. Okay, so you will take its place. Wow. Okay, so no need for using TPs. If you have this scepter, you just control your illusion and then bam, you're back at where you want to be. There's no down. This is even better than how it used to be. XP end. Wait, XP earned by illusion is given to your hero. What? Okay, I don't even know if this is. I don't even know if there's an argument for any other hero being the top of the top of the patch changes. Nether Sword no longer has charges. Okay, so you just have one. The cooldown's been reduced though. 60, 35, and 45 and 30. That is a big change. Cast range has also been increased by 100 all levels. Level 20 talent changed from plus 100 Vengeance Aura attack range to plus 125 cast range. So that's even better for Nether Swap and for the missile and for the Wave of Terror, I guess. Level 25 talent change from for Vengeance Aura illusion cast spells to plus 16% Vengeance Aura base damage. Okay. Wave of Terror upgrade on the shard. Now steals 25% of enemy hero base damage and grants the TO's base damage for the debuff duration. Okay, that's not balanced. Like everything they did with Vengeful Spirit just made her so strong. If you get the scepter, you're gonna get levels quicker, and then you're gonna get to level 20 and 25 faster. Okay. Yeah, that's just nuts. Vengeful Spirit, standout pick right there. Venomancer. Venomancer, Venomous Scale, initial damage increase. Okay, I'm a fan of that. Venomous Scale was very underwhelming at the early levels. Now you get 50 damage at the first tick. Oh, at the first hit. Yep, and all the way up until 125. Level 15. Talent change from Gale Hero Impact summons 2 wards to plus 100 attack range. Venom Scale causes to summon 2 Plague Wards when it impacts an enemy hero, and it increases travel distance by 400. That's nice. As Venomancer, there's an issue with running up and actually trying to hit people with Venomous Gale. Because the range was so short, you'd really have to risk
You risk getting targeted. But now an extra 400 travel distance is just huge. The good changes, an extra 100 attack range. I don't know what they're trying to do in terms of defining what Venomancer does. The awards is still a big part of it, I guess. Yeah, the Gale just got buffs, which is kind of where the hero was lacking, but then, yeah, now you get extra attack range. So maybe Venomancer strictly as a 4 is the best position. A Viper. Nether Toxin mana cost rescaled from 70, 80, 90, 100 to 85. So that's in the middle. It's just a flat 85 at all levels now. Okay, so Nether Toxin is less spammable in the early game. I don't think anyone really had any mana issues as Viper early on, especially if you're varying your clarities. Level 25 talent change from Nether Toxin silences to minus 11 second Nether Toxin cooldown. Okay. Thank you for this. Yeah, Nether Toxin silences was just ridiculous. It was so stupid because it broke people and it also silenced them. So a hero like just couldn't do anything, and other heroes that rely on their spells to fight Viper, they would just get destroyed because it'd get Viper Strike, hit them, and then they'd have this Nether Toxin. It would just be impossible. Poison attack gets upgraded now by the shards. Poison attacks also lower armor by 1.5 per stack, increases max stacks by 2. I guess it's good for damage amp if your team needs to get in physical damage. It's good for Viper as well if you're going for kind of like a hybrid build. I like going for I have Skadi on Viper. Usually the magic damage Viper is stronger, but depending on the lineup, the matchup, you might want to go for a right click kind of build. Visage. Where's the Visage? Attack projectile speed increased from 1000 to 1400. Summon familiar space attack time increased from 0.4 to 0.5, so they attack slower. Summon familiar's damage increased. Okay, so they get more damage at the cost of base attack time increase. It's fair trade. It's fair trade-off, yeah. The extra damage is good. Especially if you want to backdoor a tower or something, then you'll have the damage. Scepter Rework grants you the ability to summon as the grave, turns you and familiars invisible, and plus 20% movement speed, as well as upgrading your movement type to flying. When you or your familiars exit invisibility, you deal 30% bonus damage for 4 seconds. Wow, 4 seconds. So your familiars get that as well? That's crazy. Instead of getting 3 familiars, you'll just have 2 ults. Gravekeeper's Cloak upgrade allows you to cast Gravekeeper's Cloak to turn into stone form. Restores up 25% of your health. Cooldown 60, mana cost 300. Oh, it's really nice. It's cool that they've got a stone form now that Visage can use. Void Spirit, not much change there. Level 20 talent reduced from minus 5.5 Astral Step. Charge restore time to minus 5. So minor nerf. Dissimulate upgrade on shard adds a partial outer ring to dissimulate, increases damage by 225. Okay. So extra damage and gives you that. Wow. More range. Cool. Warlock. Level 20 talent increase from plus 300 Shadow Word AoE to plus 500. That is a big range. Shadow Word now provides Plus 20, minus 20% movement speed on allies and enemies. Okay. This will work really well when you use it with his slow. Okay. That's all. Weaver. So just a shard ability upgrade. The swarm causes the swarm to latch upon and reveal invisible units. Causes Geminate attack to also launch an extra attack onto other enemies within the 1200 range of the attack target that have beetles attached to them. Reduces swarm cooldown by 4 seconds. Okay, so invis units are going to be revealed and launches an extra attack with it. Okay, so Geminate will also multi-shot. Wind Ranger, Wind Run Scepter movement speed reduced from 45% to 40%. Okay, not much of a change. Wind Rage is still going to be a pain to deal with. Power Shot now becomes global, but after reaching its default range, it only affects one. Okay, hero, yep. Impacted heroes will be killed if they are under 13%. Insta kill. Oh shit. Taking the impact damage, kill threshold skills based on power shot channel duration. Okay, so you have to hold it for the max to get the 13%. Okay, this is really good for dealing with high HP heroes. I just think this is like a combo between Sunstrike and Axe, Culling Blade. Winter Woven. Base damage increased by 2. Cold Embrace, base heal per second increased from 20, 26, 32, 38 to 30, 35, 40, 45. Arctic Burn Scepter mana cost reduced from 30 to 20. Arctic Burn Scepter upgrade also increases your movement speed by 25%. Level 25 talent increased from plus 1.2 second Winter's Curse duration to plus 1.5. Upgrade for Shard on Cold Embrace. When Cold Embrace ends, a Splinter Blast goes off at that location, hitting enemies within 1200 range. Okay, this shard is pretty good. Nobody was really getting the Scepter. But Winterwoven as a 4, maybe as a 4 would be better, because they're really upping the heal just by a bit, but damage and Arctic Burn being increased is significant. Witch Doctor, so no changes to abilities except for with the shard. Voodoo Switcheroo. Oh man, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 new ability name right there. Best ability name of patch 7.28. Grants Voodoo Switcheroo. Turns you into a Death Ward for 2 seconds. Death Ward has minus 30 attack speed. You are hidden invulnerable during this time. Oh my god, that is so funny. So, the Death Ward means you have minus 30 attack speed and invulnerable. Oh man. Really such a that name though. Okay, I've always liked Witch Doctor as a hero. He has crowd control, he has healing, and decent damage with the ultimate. So this new ability is just so funny. I mean, yeah, it's just a bonus. You can use it to dodge spells, dodge people going on you. At least to buy time, 2 seconds, and to deal some damage to them. So, okay, I'm down for it. Wraith King. Reworked Mortal Strike is now passive, cooldown, critical strike ability. Crits 150, 190, 230, 270, cooldown 4. This is a lot like Chaos Knight had before, and then they reworked him. Reworked Vampiric Aura, now called Vampiric Spirit, provides you with 10, 18, 26, 34% lifesteal. Can be activated to summon skeletons. Yep, same as what I had on Mortal Strike. Oh, okay, so they've shifted Mortal Strike over to Vampiric Aura active. Skeletons also have Vampiric Spirit ability. Oh. Scepter upgrade now buffs Wraith units with plus 75 attack speed and plus 25% movement speed. Wow. Gives that window of being undead to your team and they get buffs. Level 20 talent change from no mana cost reincarnation to plus 30 movement speed. Plus 30 movement speed is good. But I have a feeling this mana cost reincarnation thing is going to be in the shard. Level 25 talent change from plus 20% Vampiric Aura to minus 2-second Mortal Strike cooldown. Wow. Just constantly Mortal Striking people. Wait, that's going to be on a 2-second cooldown. This is disgusting. Okay. This is so nuts. Oh, ay. Reincarnation does not have cooldown and spawns. Oh, it spawns 3 skeletons as well to attack each nearby enemy hero when reincarnation is triggered. Oh, so there's no slow. The slow was really strong, so this is slightly nerfed, but it doesn't have mana cost now. Wait a second. Oh, no. Oh, right, it does create skeletons. Actually, you can be really tactical here with Wraith King now. You might want to just spawn more skeletons so you can get someone low, and then if you can die, you'll just spawn your skeletons. This is crazy. Like a 4-second cooldown is nothing for Mortal Strike. It's gonna become 2 seconds in the late game, and you have an extra 30 movement speed at level 20. So nobody is gonna be able to get away from you. Oh, this is just crazy. Who did I say has the best? Oh right, I said it was Venge. That's tough. Okay. Venge still has. I think Venge is still best, but man, Wraith King might be second here with his changes. Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath mana cost increased. It's not a lot, but it's gonna add up just because of all the other spells. Thunder God's Wrath cooldown increased as well. Level 10 talent reduced from plus 1.5 mana regen to 1.25. That hurts. Level 20 talent changed from plus 12% cooldown reduction to plus 100 Thunder God's Wrath damage. You'd really prefer the cooldown reduction because then you can just use more of your spells, more of your items. Level 25 talent reduced from plus 115 arc lightning damage to plus 100. Wow, they're really nerfing this hard. The static field on the shard ability upgrade. Static field can be cast to perform a heavenly jump. Shocking that. Wait, I thought heavenly jump was Zeus's taunt. Shocking the closest visible enemy within 2000 range, dealing static field damage to them and reducing their movement speed by 100% for 2.5 seconds. If you were moving forward, you will jump towards that direction. What? They couldn't give it a new animation or any kind? They just added some lightning to the existing taunt. If you're moving forward, you'll jump in that direction 450 distance. So it's kind of like a forced off. It helps you chase. It helps you chase really hard. This is just going to suffer because of all this damage reduction. Removal of the cooldown reduction. A mana cost, yeah. Mana cost just hurts so much. So that's it for the hero specific changes. I'm gonna compile another video just with my picks of the top 5 best heroes based on these changes.